Welcome to Impact Tech Studio Podcasts, where founder journeys drive the future. Today, we're joined by Prakash from 18 Startup, an initiative focused on skilling and mentoring India's next entrepreneurs before they launch. Discover how 18 Startup is reshaping founder education, helping turn ideas into real businesses.
So, how are you?
Very good, very good. So, it is a pleasure to have you on our podcast, right? And basically, we have one person we know in the middle who is a mentor for me and a friend of yours, I believe. Varun Chawla is my mentor, well, and I always wanted to meet you. And it has been a journey with Varun. It's been a long journey with him. I have worked with him since 2011.
Oh, okay.
And then we changed our paths, and then I went to Paytm, he went to 91 Springboard.
Okay.
Right. So I was always looking forward to what Varun is building there. It is very commendable the way he carries the whole group of people together, right? So he has
Absolutely. Yes.
and that builds big things on his vision. So pleasure to have you on the podcast. So uh, Pactech Studio, where you have come in. And Impact Studio is just to get voice to everything that is from the impact ecosystem. So everyone who is a practitioner, who is an enabler, they should get some eyeballs because of us. Apart from that, we also become your extended team in whatever way we are able to plug in whatever you are having a problem with or any challenges you are facing. Wherever we can help, we end up being your extended team, right?
Oh, thanks.
And on top of it, we are also discovering startups. So for you specifically, we could also become that discovery for you as well. So that is something that is already, because you are in this podcast, you will be given that happiness of getting discovered of our thing as well. So always discovery is something that we both are looking for, right?
Yes.
So please give us an introduction of 18 startups and your journey towards 18 startups. Apart from it, whatever adds to 18 startups, please give us an understanding of that.
Okay. There's no yes at the end. It's only 18 startup.
Right. 18 startup. Right. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. Yes.
Not an issue. Yeah. So, I mean, many people call it many things, but we enjoy all these changes.
Right.
So, 18 startup is is a child of many founders' vision.
Right.
Or many founders' wish, I would say.
Yeah.
We actually started this in Build 3, which you referred to, right, Varun, in his first accelerator program. So the first cohort of the Build 3 Impact Accelerator program. I went there with a different idea. And the many 25, 20, I think 30 other founders had also come there with a lot of many other ideas and their own the different stages of building their startup.
Right.
So I think incidentally it was on the 2nd of October 2023 we landed there. The program started,
Right.
and I met two remarkable youngsters, Zishan and Teja, and they were Zishan is 6 months younger to my son, and Teja is 6 months older than my son. So, and we were having a ball of a time, learning about, breaking away from the routine of building our own startups, struggling startups, which eventually we dropped because we understood that it is not leading us towards any success or further traction.
Right.
And we have been attending, it was their third venture, and for me, it was the fifth business. And the first startup, the earlier idea was my first startup, but before that, I had run few businesses alongside my corporate career. So in our time, it used to be called a side business. Now it is called a side hustle. It has a sexier word to use.
Right.
Uh, so we shared a lot of understanding of what happens when we are starting and how the ecosystem is helping us. and how the incubators, accelerators were trying to bring value to us. So one common thing which we felt was that in India, the mentorship ecosystem. Okay, there are a lot of issues with regard to being an entrepreneur in India. You cannot be a good entrepreneur if you are a good student. That is the pedagogy of.
Insightful. Yes, I agree with it. So it is very insightful. Yes, yes, definitely. One line, a very big definition of a deeper thing that you are about to talk about.
Exactly. So in India, we felt that okay, actually, even as I launched my first startup when I was about 45, and I made the same set of mistakes which these youngsters who are launching their first startup at the age of 19 made. I said, but how is it possible? How is it that I can't even think beyond, despite my corporate career, despite my ability to build a business, and despite the fact that I read a lot?
Right.
So it is primarily in the orientation, it's primarily in the mindset that we have, right? The mindset that we have to be successful, the mindset that we have to be right always, and the mindset that we can't fail. So, and the mindset that we have to be very intelligent. So, these were the things that were imbibed into us through school. Then, on the 19th day of the program, both of us, all the three of us dropped our previous ideas and said, we will build something for the future entrepreneurs, aspirant entrepreneurs of India.
Right.
And that's how 18 Startup got created. And we wanted to really focus on uh, helping founders. We were not interested in building startups. I mean, there is a saying that you cannot build an enterprise. You build people, and those people will build enterprises.
Right.
So we said, okay, we will focus on building the people,
Right.
and
Right.
we launched the startup.
Right. So why 18 and why startup and what does 18 startup do? So in the end, let's
Yeah.
deep.
So why us? Okay, why did
First of all, yes.
हमारा क्या औकात है ये करने का?
No, that is not the point.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying this because that was a question at that point in time.
Correct. Yep.
Was who you guys to be building this? Okay,
Right.
that is it's a very important question also, because what is your capability to build this?
Correct.
So I am a hobby teacher. Okay, although I am a mechanical engineer by certificate graduation, but I think I am really an economist and finance guy. And operations person. So I learned finance while I was working for ICICI Bank. By working in ICICI Bank, I learned balance sheet, reading balance sheet, evaluating financial statements while working there.
Yep.
So I didn't have any formal education for financial appraisal,
Right.
but I did develop the skill to very good, significant manner. So, and I also was teaching in a school at that time when I was doing my startup. I was also teaching in a school. I was teaching business and economics for level. They call it level A and AS in IGCSE.
Right.
It's
Right.
equivalent of 11th and 12th.
Right.
Yeah. So I was teaching these subjects in a school. Then we were looking at the accelerator program we were attending and said that, okay, this program is of great value. And how great it would be if we can run this program for school children who are in 11th and 12th standard. Then we consider the school which would have only business, economics, and maybe math or computers. And the whole 2 years will also have this accelerator program through which the kids will actually build a startup. So that was the original idea, I would say. Then then I actually sat down and thought, okay, running a school in India is a different ballgame, right? It it has so many regulations, and the parents have so many expectations, and ultimately in India, whatever, even if you buy Mercedes Benz or BMW or Rolls Royce, people will ask kitna deta hai. So similarly, even if parents are interested in putting their children through entrepreneurship skilling, I was afraid at the end of the second year, we'll ask, okay, where are the marks? Which college can I send my kid to? So then I said, okay, this is not a distraction that I wanted to take.
Okay.
And we said, okay, we will not manufacture kids who will be entrepreneurial, but we will try to help people who want to be entrepreneurial but don't have the right kind of guidance. And from that came this fellowship program of 3 months where we started skilling college students and early aspirant founders for building startups.
Right. So, what do you look for in a good startup? So, what do you call a good startup to that has come out of 18 startups? So, it's a very small question, but has a lot of, I think, depth that you have to go into. So, you have to tell us what is the result that you want to see in your 18, the startups that you want to pick up.
Yeah. So let me put it like this: we don't work for. I already told you we don't work for the startups. We work to build the founders.
Yes, correct. Correct.
So let me tell who a good founder is.
Right. I mean,
Because my product is not the startup. My output is the founder.
the founder. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
So a good founder in our parlance or 18 startup founder is one who is uh, capable of networking efficiently, understanding customer needs, and have business acumen, which includes financial understanding.
Correct.
Those who understand the people whom they are building for, those who understand the people whom they are building with, and
Right.
those who understand the money that flows in between the organization and the customers.
Right. So, in your fellowship, it is a 3-month fellowship. And the program, please give me a little bit of detail about the program. So, what does the fellowship program entail?
Yeah, the program starts with the offline boot camp where we bring together the founders, the aspirants, or the founders also, uh, to in a offline engagement for about 4 days.
Right.
So in these 4 days, all that we do is we clear all the myths that they have built in their minds about building startups, and we ground them into the reality. Most founders are product oriented people. Okay, nobody, especially people who are smart people, right? Startup thinking people. They start something because they have an idea. They start something because they think that they know something and they want to give it to the world. We bring them in a place and tell them, okay, boss, this is good. It's good that you want to help the world, but the world doesn't need your help. Okay, the world needs your service. So it is better that you shift your focus from what you can give and how you start thinking more about how you can serve. Although both seem to be the same thing, there is a clear distinction between the two things. When you want to give something, okay, you are trying to give it like this to the other person. You are thinking that the receiver is below you and you are saying, okay, I'm going to give it to you. But you are going to serve that person. Okay, then you look at the customer as a person who is going to provide you. He is the provider and you are you are the person who is meeting his needs. So you focus more on their needs, their priorities, and their aspirations rather than your aspirations and your ideas and your ego.
Right. Right.
So that is what we do in the first 4 days.
Right.
Then once we ground them, then we move them into the online program. The online sessions will guide them through step-by-step engagement of how to do very, very basic things. They validate their idea entirely, whether the customer segment that they have identified is the right segment, whether have they identified the right ICP for themselves. Most founders actually try to serve everybody. These are all patterns which we are seeing. They try to provide many things to many people. We actually have to bring them back to down to one thing, saying that provide one thing to one set of people, make that a great success. From that you build on top of it. So that happens over the next 6 weeks. Around the 6th week they will actually have a MVP, which is actually deployed in the market and with beta users, and they would have figured out some kind of traction with that. At that point, they would have either figured out that this will work or this will not work. For those who figured out that it will work or who are able to provide some kind of traction, we help them understand more about the financial planning and projections. And we also give them some understanding of how to do their valuations and stuff like that. And around the 10th or 11th week, we put them in front of investors or incubators and accelerators to help them get further support.
Okay, so you plug in into other incubators, accelerators as well.
Yeah, no, we are only a skilling platform. We are -1 to 0
Right.
stage.
Understood.
So there are a lot of founders who apply to incubators and they are not even being accepted there.
Right.
So those are our customers. We help them figure out why they are not being accepted. We help them to figure out why they are not investable.
Right.
Not
And-
just figure, we also help them understand how to become investable.
Correct. So when you are focusing on the founder, right, and you are creating the founders as a personality for business, there must be many times you must be seeing in your cohorts that you have run that some startup might pivot while he's in the fellowship or in the program, right?
Don't create doubt in their minds, then we have failed.
Yes, correct. Correct. Correct.
So, in fact, I'll tell you, many of my recently one of my mentees posted in the LinkedIn saying that this guy killed my startup. No, our job is to kill the startup and give birth to the founder.
Right. Right.
We believe we keep focus on that the fact that okay, a good founder can probably create many startups, but I don't think even a good startup can create a good founder. So
Yeah, true.
we do face that situation where many of them come on the second or third day. They understand, okay, this is just a figment of my imagination. This is not never going to work in the field.
Right, right, right. So I think there is a lot of value in this step of the startup as well, because from a distance everything looks very hunky dory, and I'm going to be a startup founder. I'm going to be a startup founder. That word attaches to you, and then somebody comes in and shows you the mirror. So, and there is value. So I agree with your thinking where you say that at that stage the worst teacher is the best teacher, in that way, when he's basically getting into the logical way of just telling you the thing that is the truth of the day. So in our I was in University of Leeds, and there was a course on critique on some design work, right? Design critiques in that college are known. So basically the person comes in and makes three piles. One pile is the crap pile, the other is average. You will not get any marks for this. I'm just not understanding it. You make me understand, and then we'll talk about it. And the top pile goes, and you can see his attitude. He just has the aim to put only one out of the 45 designs that he's got. So he has that thought, right? And he just puts one in and gives you the logic for it, right? Everything else, crap, 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 crap. Then average, 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 average. This one because of this.
Right.
Now you waste your time with him. You try to go to him and then ask him why average, right? He will not tell you why average, because you have to show power to come to him and ask that question, right?
Right.
So this used to be very useful, very nice. So I understand the value of it, right? So there is that value.
The 4 days that we spent together in person, we mostly roast the startups.
Correct.
Okay. We actually put them in a spot and we ask them, like I told, the first question I ask myself is, Tumhara kya aukat hai? What is your credibility to build it? So that is the kind of tough questions we ask ourselves.
Right.
So we as founders, you need to ask this to yourselves. Why are you always romanticizing your abilities? So please come out of that and step into the reality. If there is somebody better than you building it, figure out why or how you can beat him. Because this is a race. I mean, it's only a World Cup. There is no Ranji Trophy, no district level. It is either World Cup or no cup. That is
Right.
that's the startup world. So I keep telling boss, as startup founders, we all compete with Elon Musk, Kashmir Grover, and all the Ritesh Agarwal, everybody.
From one itself. So if you do not think about it from day one, you are not on the right path. Yeah.
No, you or you can you should aspire
That
to
mindset to, yes, the aspiration and the mindset towards that roadmap should be that this is just not a very, you could not put them on a pedestal when you start that conversation. Right?
Exactly. It is not about putting them in a pedestal. It is about competing with them. I mean, if there is but Kohli also should come, but he it not because he cannot be what do you call he cannot put Tendulkar at a pedestal and accept him.
Right. Right.
Right.
So, give me an understanding of some of the hero startups that have gone out of your cohort and what was right about them in the end.
Okay.
Right? To guide other startups to also who as one who can they can use your services and they can come to you and take your services and work with you and get their startup from zero -1 to 0. Please tell me.
Yeah, I'll do that. Uh, uh, the earliest cohort, the first cohort, we had a lot of people. We ran the first cohort in Goa.
Right.
And we circulated the program in our in the students network, which my co-founders Zishan and Teja already had, and most people came because they were coming to Goa. So most of them were not even serious about entrepreneurship. They were all toying with some ideas, and they were part of e-cells and all the incubators. They will go to these sessions because they can cut college and bunk college and things like that. So these people had come together so most of the participants were that. So from among them, there was one same kind of guy, Srijan, who had come there thinking that okay, let's have some fun. But the 4 days we actually sat them down and broke their skull, took out their brain, cleaned it of all the muck, and actually made them understand, boss, you really need to execute. So it's enough is enough. You've been students, you are in college, and this is the right time for you to actually start building something, so that by the time you finish college, you have something in hand to pursue very, very vigorously. So this season was many other participants have learnt. Have also come out of that. But because you asked me for specific examples, so Srijan is building a company called Red String, which is into hiring for startups. His niche is seed to Series A founders. So he has found out, yeah, his understanding, or he has discovered that these founders are primarily looking for growth hacks, or a team that can build growth.
Right.
And they are also looking for low cost people with that kind of attitude. So what he does is goes to hackathons and many other places. He keeps himself updated about these youngsters who are participating in the startup activities.
Right.
And he has created a corpus of those people, a database of those people.
Right.
And whenever a founder who has recently raised funds and is under pressure to grow very fast, he brings and staffs them. He brings people and staffs them. So this he has built over the past 2 years. Currently, I think is doing about a MRR of 2 lakhs. So this is from February 24 till now. This is the traction from -1 to 0.5. I would say.
Right.
This,
Right.
but yeah. So that was our that was from the cohort 1.
Right.
And there are multiple other founders, students, young aspirants, 17-year-old kids have come who have all attended, and they've all pivoted multiple stages. So recently there was one cardiac surgeon who quit, who has, I mean, he had not quit when he attended the program, but now he has quit and he is building in a mental wellness space. So he had come thinking that, okay, he himself had gone through a lot of challenges, and
He had mental health, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So, and his idea is very simple, that most of the depression happens in the evenings, right? Midnight. You are alone, but because of loneliness and work pressure. In the evening, you go back home. So, I'll tell you what is his genesis. He had, as a PG, as a doctor, he had gone through this pressure of studying for PG and preparing for the PG entrance and while working as a doctor. And that pressure, he said that every evening I really would really feel very stressed. Okay. And I really wanted to speak to somebody and nobody was available. So he is building a startup called Talk to Me, and where he provides listening services. So you can, if you are frustrated, you can just give a call and vent your frustrations to that person. The listener is a trained psychologist, yeah. So trained psychologist, and they provide they just provide patient listening and probably little bit of support in case they feel that this person needs more help. So he was just toying with the idea, and he transformed it into, he got the confidence to quit his career and start this after attending our program. Currently, he has onboarded one very senior psychologist to as a product person, and he's taking care of operations and marketing for the company. And he is also putting his credibility behind it to build that startup. So that is another one. And there is another yet another founder who is building a platform for prototyping, hardware prototyping. Okay, so he come with a very raw idea, and we actually helped him to build the right kind of. Currently, he's having a MRR of about 4.5 lakhs. Right. So that is, so these are some examples I could say that just comes from my memory. If you have told me earlier, I would have come prepared.
No, it has to be a conversation. So conversations are the ones that we appreciate more, because obviously truth is about having a normal conversation in a meeting room. It should not look like an interview. Otherwise, this is not a podcast. This is not a friendly hello on a video call, right? And that's
Like,
what we want it to be, right? Apart from that,
actually, for lot many others are going to be angry with me. मेरे बारे में आपने नहीं बोला करके. So yeah, but I think these are just quickly I could recollect, and
don't worry about it. So what you can also do is you can send us the list of after this interview, because we have a gestation period and we have a specific schedule for promoting the videos. So you will have time. You can always tell your team to just send me the list of people, and we'll put the post so that you can always give everyone the equal importance you want, right?
Yeah.
So we are your enablers as well, and we want to align with you more deeper as well. So that is where the whole thinking comes from. So give me an understanding of how many cohorts have gone through, and how many people have you impacted, and in what capacity.
Yeah. So see, we run a couple of programs. One is the 3-month fellowship program, and other is a 2-day workshop. Just people to understand what it means to raise funds, and why are their pitches getting rejected. At least to get the clarity why pitches are getting rejected.
Right.
So we call it fundraising for founders. So it's a 2-day workshop, and even those 2 days workshop, lot of people have got clarity. Okay, this is what I was missing in my pitch, or this is the approach that I had not taken. To make my venture investable. So we have run 15 cohorts of this 3-month program. And I think through that we have impacted about 500 founders. We have mentored about 500 founders, and nearly 150 MVPs have actually got created. In our parlance, MVP is something that actually has market traction. At least the beta users should be there.
Right.
Till the beta users are not there, we say it's still an idea. Unless a customer is ready to use it once and come back to use it, we don't put the MVP. So that is the standard we have put. So we have 150 MVPs of that standard. And about 2025 got funded, and the follow-on support, incubation support. And there are 500 other founders who have gone through the fundraise for fundraise workshop, and they have also had good traction. I mean, many of them actually have joined our fellowship program also. But primarily the intention of providing that 2-day workshop is to ensure that the founders who have figured out many things, who have figured out traction and revenue, need to understand why they are not, what is the right kind of investment that they have to raise. So many founders, so in all, we have done about 15 cohorts for this. And for the workshops would be about, I think that would be another 15, and total of 1,000 founders have been impacted.
Amazing, amazing. So, looking at the funding part of it, right? So, from the funding part of it, where does 18 startups stand specifically? So, do you fund yourself as well, or do you get funds to discover them and then you align with the funds and then you get the funding to the.
Yeah, 18 Startup is a purely educational platform.
Correct.
We enable funding. We enable the founders to become investable. So we do it in alliance with incubators and accelerators. Let me our understanding and why did we build something as 18 Startup and not as an incubator?
Right.
Okay. Primarily, incubators have three responsibilities. They try to provide mentorship,
Right.
infrastructure, and funding.
Right.
Okay, if you have these three responsibilities, infrastructure will pull you. It will pull you on a regular basis. The bandwidth is 60% of your bandwidth is taken by infrastructure.
Right.
Something will not work. Somebody has to, lot of coordination has to be done on that. Funding will take the balance, 39% of bandwidth. You have only 1% bandwidth to actually provide mentorship.
Right.
So even the best incubators actually give very intermittent and bits and pieces mentorship, not a consistent mentorship. So we have consciously not involved ourselves into building a fund or building infrastructure for people to come and work. And the fact is also that there are a lot more people who are providing that. Actually, the number of people who are providing consistent mentorship is less. So we said, okay, let's build a business around only providing the mentorship and without distractions about funding and infrastructure, which we take the help of other people who are already existing. There are hundreds and 1,000 incubators in India. I don't need to build one more here.
Right. Correct.
Many of them underutilized.
Right. And you have kind of the ones you introduce to them, you're already filtering them out so that they are also getting the right option. So you become that agent for them to also say that there is more trust because now I'm looking at not the wrong ones, but the right ones to go to. So you're
Yeah,
that
founder knows what is wrong with himself.
correct. Once that is happening, then obviously your connect also gets to get into the right ecosystems after you get because you become that filter for them as well. So yeah.
Yeah, when the incubator which has seen this founder before they came to our program and seen that second founder after they came to our program, they're able to see the difference. They're saying, okay, who is talking like a founder? Till now, he was talking like a kid. So,
Right. Do you have those feedbacks also coming back? So you have a lot of feedback from there.
we have a lot of feedback about that coming back.
Amazing, amazing. So looking at the movement of making -1 to 0, right? So I have my own startup as well, right? Which is this ImpactX media that you see, right? And we are getting interviews in, right? So this is obviously I have a flow of income coming in from. So I'll give you this is a case study, right? So this is kind of a small case study I would like you to go through. So this gives everyone else also the way you think about it, right? So basically this has been supported by the Idea Shacks Ventures, which is basically a co-working space brand which has then moved into that we wanted to support impact startups and we wanted to go into getting them discovered, getting them the eyeballs. We got some information from incubators and accelerators and investment funds also who told us that even to get a fund, they need to first go and validate themselves in the market. So in that validation process, you can become that channel to that communication. So that way we become that video that they get to say that we are in the public and this is the communication we told them. So now you can take it back to your pitch, right? So looking at that, we saw there is a gap in the market. Then we thought that there is something like a community that needs to be built around it so that anyone who comes in should be able to get more lasting value out of it. Uh, so in this whole thing, the problem we are facing is how to monetize it. So we put an aim to it, right? The aim is to get 100 interviews. Right? And then what should be the process for me to, what are the problems that media slash community could face in this moment? Am I on the right path? Is it the right way to look at the next step? What is it?
So no, I always try to bring it the focus to the customer, not about anything else, right?
Right.
Who is the customer? Who is the person who is having the pain? क्या कष्ट है उस जिससे वो मर रहा है?
Right. Right. So one is the funding cost of the startup itself, and the way of looking at, is my startup going to give me the, am I of value to the customers there, right? So am I valid? So there are three stakeholders according to me. One is the startup which gets discovered. The other one is the fund that discovers them, or incubator or an accelerator that discovers them. And the third one is uh, the brand, which is us, right? As a community, we are able to add value to those startups and create that valuable group of people. So in the end, it becomes a virtuous circle for us, where we can generate revenue and also become a part of their extended team, the way I pitched you, right?
Okay. So Arjun, I would like to deal with one person at a time.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
In 18 startup, just to give a parallel, okay, in 18
Right.
startup, we could advise many people. We could do many things, but we have chosen founders who aspire to raise funds but are not able to even get incubated.
Right. Right.
Okay, even they are getting incubated, but no fund raised. Okay, they have not raised their first check,
Right.
but they are startup founders. So this is the only TG that we want to target. Even if they raised one round of funding, we don't want to be dealing with them.
Hmm.
So, and of course, the incubators are stakeholders, and the other mentors are stakeholders. The many other stakeholders are there. But my allegiance or my responsibility is towards this one person who is a start founder aspiring to raise funds, or aspiring to build a scalable startup which can raise funds. So maybe I will request you to try and find out who is this one person who needs this more than you need it.
Right. Right.
Okay, so find out that one guy who says that, okay, I need this more than Arjun needs it.
Right. Right.
Okay, today I am trying to find out to people who need 18 startup more than I need it, so that they are ready to pay me. Otherwise, then I'd have to pay, right? If I want 18 startup more than everybody else, then I'll have to pay.
Right.
So maybe this
A
one.
very interesting way of looking at the problem, and you put a very important point in there, and you told me that yes, focus on one person, one type of stakeholder, and go deep down in it. Every other stakeholder is obviously enabling that one major stakeholder. So there should be a primary north star, and then there should be two in terms of the consumer of that, and then there should be the secondary ones who support that movement towards it. So the purpose could be having that kind of a division in terms of operations, in terms of money spent, in terms of time spent, energy spent. Everything should be equally divided that way. So you need to make sure what is the percentage of every of these variables to be used on which stakeholder.
Exactly. Only one stakeholder. See,
Yeah.
I can always say for me, even the incubator can be a customer. Okay, because they also need good founders.
Right.
But no, I'm not serving them. I am serving the founder.
I am serving the founder.
Okay, I take the help of the incubator to serve the founder. That is different.
Right.
But by that I may be serving the incubator, but that's not the intention. The intention is to serve the founder. So similarly, among the three stakeholders that you spoke about, you figure out who is the most important one, and the better aspect is to who needs it more than you need it.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. Right.
Yeah.
So amazing. So that is the way Prakash thinks, and that is how his cohorts are run. The way he comes into the understanding of a startup. It is his 18 startup cohort. Cohorts are majorly your stepwise approach to get into uh, getting ready for the investor, and it is -1 to 0, right? So that is where Prakash comes in, and he gets you ready. And that is, I think, the question of India right now, to not lose the youth energy into something which is not going to be valuable in the near period. They should, this is the right time, because there is a lot of positive energy that I also see, Prakash. So I also see a lot of positive energy about India. I'm currently, due to the things, I am in the UK. as well as in India. So what happens is 6 months I'm in India, 6 months in the UK. In the UK, if you talk to some startup funds which are into fintech as well as into majorly health tech, these two domains I have found out are positive about the UK. Very psyched about that. Okay, London is where everything is. We can make it happen. Even north of Scotland, where Glasgow stands, there also a lot of energy about it. But apart from that, everything else here is India is very energetic. That is the conversation, right? Uh, so the free trade agreements that have happened between India and the UK have become the new conversation.
Exactly.
Everyone wants to get startups to the UK and establish them, and they also want them to have a red carpet entry. People who are able to understand that pipeline are able to. There are obviously lots of different types of people that you meet. Some people are able to not understand the pipeline and still stay in the inertia of British businesses are better than and that kind of positioning. But I have found that there are a number of Indian ecosystems that are actually really energetic, more energetic than many startups in this country, in India also, when they are talking about if you want to establish something in the UK. So they're very energetic right now and they're very open. They're not charging anything. The government is driving them in that way. So the flow has started happening.
Right.
That energy is very picking up. So at this moment, when 18 startup comes in as a conversation, it becomes that right conversation to get them to be ready for what is the positive for not only India, but it is your responsibility to build for India, for the world. But yes, I agree. In the last conversations I've had with other startups, uh, I've understood our startups which have kind of reached the market and created a face for themselves, right? They have are very positive about and motivated about building for India first. And our culture has reached so high in India that they consider it, if we are ready for India, we'll actually be ready for every other market, right?
You can sell anywhere in the world.
Correct. And there is a difference, right? So for example, earlier you used to say that the solutions that you make for India might not be useful in other countries, but right now that attitude has flipped. They have understood that their brands, when they reached India, they did bigger business in India than they did in their home country, right?
Right, right.
Now, those inertias are happening in larger economies. So they've understood that anything they are building will be built for India now because they can expect it to be built for India. Indians are experiencing that kind of energy is coming in that I will build for India, please.
Correct.
Once I am sorted here, it is easy for me to establish anywhere else and I know it, right? So that confidence is palpable. That is something that they have really, we have reached that point, right?
No, I think the kind of confidence that has been built over in the past decade, right?
Right.
I think I could. I was born in 75. I turned 50 just 2 days back. So I've seen everything from nothing to everything. So I was born at a time when radio was licensed. I think.
Yeah. Yes. It was till 1984 that TV was licensed, right? 1985, 1986, I think. Yeah.
And it was impossible. I mean, it was, and we had to put up that antenna and turn it around, and all that we had was Gones part and Limca,
Yes.
and from there to open up globalization or opening up of the market, and then the globalization and the dot-com boom and the bust, and the subprime boom and the bust.
Right.
Everything now the AI boom. I'll see the AI bust also. So,
Yeah.
I think I've been lucky that way, that I've been in the right places at the right time. I've been watching these things from the sidelines, and I've been part of the action, and a very joyful journey that I've had. In fact, today what I really enjoy the most about it is I'm not working. I say that I'm retired and I'm just sharing knowledge with people.
Right. Right. And I think you can put the most effort when you're enjoying, right?
Yeah, exactly. But nobody has to remind me. Nobody has to. cajole me to do these things anymore.
Right. Right. So tell me, so my audience, right? And if you could, first of all, the first question is, I have made you understand what my cohort, my startup is all about, right? So I am a co-working space, which is an offline community. I'm also an online community now of impact startups that are getting discovered, and we will also obviously be adding you into the group, so you can always have them as your captive audience as well. So what is your ask? If I were in the ecosystem with you, what could we work together on? If you have thought about it.
Mm.
Could we be your voice? Could we become your community enhancement? What could we become?
Yeah, that is the thing. See, just spread the word, make people understand that they need a little bit of orientation even before they actually set out to build a startup.
Right.
Uh, the pain is felt only when they don't raise funds, right? I mean,
Yes.
I would like the people to come even earlier. And those are not raised funds also, but they need to understand that nothing is free. They so there needs to be a serious amount of communication for them to understand how important it is to build the right kind of mindset even before they set out to build their startup. So communication, I think, will be of great help.
Correct. Correct.
Getting more message across what we are trying to do. Because you said -1 to 0, I don't think there is any founder who considers himself in -1 level. Everybody thinks that मैं तो 0 to 1 में हूँ. So, but many people, we take the first 4 days is to make them understand where they really stand. Because everybody is confident, everybody is very clear about what they are doing, and it is the clarity that is their enemy. The lack of clarity will actually help them to become better.
Right. Right.
So this is the communication that we need to get across, that okay, it is be doubtful at least before you till you raise your first check. Then from there, you after you raise the first check, the investor will keep you on your toes. So don't worry.
Right. 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 And from the incubator and accelerator side, what should they expect from your startups? The way, the quality, what can they expect and trust that this will come out of your 18 startup?
Yeah, they will speak to founders who can actually talk like founders, who can speak about the customer insights,
Right.
who can speak about the USP, moat, and financial this one, not in some random terms or opinion, but in with data backed experience.
Amazing. Amazing. And
All my founders, all our founders will prepare their own financials. They are not dependent on any consultants, or in fact, I force everybody to write their financial projection and explain it to me so that they can defend the numbers that they are presenting to the investors. So that is one area which really I focus on. I say if you can't understand this, you have no right to be here. So please take up a job somewhere. Now, there's nothing wrong in taking up a job. Okay, but if you have taken the responsibility of being an entrepreneur, please learn finance.
right.
My for know finance very well.
Right. Right. Amazing. And looking at this, so how do you? So we always ask this question to our last question to the whole interview, and that is a very quick question of how do you define resilience, and how have you built that definition of resilience as per you? Yeah.
Resilience is the acceptance of a human ability.
Right.
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 There are a million variables that impact the outcome of something that you strive towards. Right. Your efforts, you have some control over some 10 variables of the effort towards the outcome. But there are a million other variables which are beyond your control, which we are not even aware of, right? I mean, who would have imagined that there will be a lockdown? Can you go back to that time and think about it? No, do you even imagine that in that time, if somebody were told us for 30 or 90 days you can't come out of your house, it was unimaginable for us, but it happened. today we can, if somebody calls and tells us, okay, there is going to be a demonetization, the currency that you have, no, it will not be useful. Okay, it will not be legal tender, or you will not be allowed to move out of your house for the days together. Today we can understand it. But before 2016 or before 2020, these were all things that couldn't be imagined. So if these things can happen, and we'd like to call them black swan, I'd say, but black swan events happen every day, right? It's not that it's just they happen in trickles which we don't notice. So our ability to understand and accept that we have control over only so much,
Right.
okay, and that control we should exercise. And if it doesn't work out the way we expected, we cannot be bogged down by it. We have to just move on. Like on
Right.
October
Right.
on October 6th, I was trying to build Rido. But
Right.
on October 19th, I was already building 80 startup. Right? Lot of people who seen me build Rido
Right.
had were thinking, they were worried at some point in time. Even the people around me were worried that, okay, if this thing fails, this fellow will go into depression. The moment they saw that I've already started building 80 startup, they asked, "Boss, what happened? Rido was your child." I said, no, Rido was not my child. Rido was my effort. Okay. I didn't identify the right opportunity to build, and I didn't build the right kind of team to build it. It won't work. There is no point in spending, throwing bad money behind, good money behind bad money. So I will not do it.
Right.
So it doesn't mean that I'll stop working. I tell you, the only thing in my life, Arjun, is that I go to sleep at 9:30 and wake up at 4 o'clock.
Right.
And I've done this in my entire life. Not because of anything, just because I don't know any other way to live.
Right.
So daily I have to go to work. Daily I have to learn. Daily I have to contribute something. If I don't do that, there is nothing. So if you can build this mindset of not depending on motivation to do something or the fruit of an outcome to do something, that is resilience.
Amazing. Amazing. So just two questions in the end. Where are you based out of for your initial 4 days of boot camp? And what is the price for a startup to get into your cohort?
Yeah. So the 4-day boot camp, normally we are now standardized in Bangalore. We do it in the Draper Startup House, Bangalore.
Right.
And the program fee is 25,000 rupees.
Amazing. That's not even a price that anyone should ignore. That's just a easy way of just getting free education from the right ecosystem. Amazing.
Yeah, no. See, we really want to bring impact about 100,000 founders and create this into a massive ecosystem. Probably at some point in time, this should become a university where we build programs for entrepreneurs at different levels. Although my target group is only the first raising.
But you understood your target audience, which is founders first.
Yeah.
So amazing.
I think for the rest of our lives, we only want to be working with the founders.
And
Not idea, so patterns of not companies, not organizations, only that person.
And from this interview also, I found the alignment to the founder. So every answer you gave was founders first. So in the end, resilience was also answered in the founders first approach. So amazing, amazing. So thanks, Prakash. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast. We will be connecting you. I'll connect with you personally after this, and we'll have a deep chat about it as well. Right.
So it was a pleasure to chat with you today. Thanks for calling me to this podcast.
Thanks a ton for being on the podcast. Thank you, Prakash. Thank you. Thanks for listening to Impact Tech Studio podcast. If Prakash's story inspired you, subscribe for more founder first impact stories. Until next time, keep building, and remember, every entrepreneur starts at -1 and you have 18 startups to solve it all.